What's up? How y'all doing? Sugarmonger. There's a couple knives out there that everybody needs to that truly call themselves like a tactical folding knife collector, right? And honestly, the paramilitary 2 is one of them, right? And I always felt a little bit retarded that I haven't had a paramilitary 2. It's something that I needed to get, but I can never justify it. It's too light of a knife. It's just there's some things about it that I'm just not really that big of a fan of, honestly, right? And so I just picked one up. But the reason I did was honestly the steel, right? And I'm a bigger fan of this thing than I thought I was going to be. I can tell you right now, it is very, very light. But honestly, I don't think that matters as much because it's just so much fun to play with. Flicking this thing open with my index finger is great, right? But the reason I really bought this thing, what actually got me over the edge, was the CPM Crewwear, right? Which is a steel that I really, really want to get a better experience with. Carbon steels are not there's not enough folding knives, right, in the tactical folding knife community that are using carbon steels. This has got a pretty high chromium content in it, but it's still not even quite on that ratio of a semi-stainless steel. This is still just, a carbon tool steel, carbon tungsten vanadium tool steel. Look up the big brown guy geek out video on CPM Crewwear if you're really interested in the actual steel itself. But I had to get a better experience with it for myself. I'm a really big fan of carbon steels, and I think it's an excellent steel because it's very tough, very ductile, and so I think it's an excellent steel, especially for this knife in particular. Busted my finger up. That was the Emerson CQC13 did that one to me. But it's a very tough steel, right? Very, very pliant steel. Not necessarily pliant, but you know what I mean. So very narrow in tip, and it's got a very thin grind on it. So I think it's going to be an excellent choice for this particular knife, especially with this particular grind. It's got a very thin grind on it, so I know that carbon steel, that tool steel, is going to hold up really, really well. It's probably going to be an excellent performer, and it's just something I want to get a better experience with. And I wanted to say this. Why is it that Spyderco is doing this is a sprint run, right? And I've got a theory that they're doing is like a test, right? Why else would they come out with a sprint run in a crazy steel? Is it just a marketing tactic? Is it like a test run on that are they testing that this is going to be a good steel? They want to see the public's opinion as well as their tests, whatever it is. I mean, why do they only come up? There's 1,200 of these. They're only going to make 1,200 in the CPM Crewwear. Why are they doing that? What's the actual reason for them to do that? Is it just a limited edition thing to sell more knives, or is it actually like an investigating thing? You know what I mean? Does anybody out there know? If you actually know, please let me know. If there's literature somewhere that I can actually get that information. I'm really, really curious on why they do their sprint runs like this, because they did a bunch of sprint runs in the S110V here, and now they're coming out with actual production models that are, unlimited production models in this S110V. So I hope that's actually what they're doing with the Crewwear, because this is not the first model that they've come out with in this CPM Crewwear as well. So if this steel performs, if it lives up to my expectations, which I really think it's going to be really good, I hope that they come out with more models. But with that said, I'm upset that there's only going to be 1,200 of these, because if you watch my channel, you know my knife preference. I don't like to carry limited editions. I am a collector. I don't like to damage things that I'm probably not going to be able to get another one of. And there's only 1,200 of these made. I'm going to carry this. I'm going to beat the shit out of this thing, but I'm going to feel bad while I'm doing it because I can't get another one. But it's worth it. You know what I mean? It's definitely worth it in this case, this particular case, just because I need to know. You know what I mean? It's something that I need to know. And the only way that I can actually know is to get a limited edition knife. Come on, guys. Give me options. With all of that complaining, I love the fact that Spyderco is experimenting. Spyderco is one of the only companies out there that actually experiments with steels. They're coming out with everything. They come out with some just crazy stuff. As far as in their catalog, it's probably Spyderco's steel catalog that they use is probably more so than any other company out there. I guarantee you that they use more than Benchmade. I know that one for a damn fact. Yeah. CPM crew wear. Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This thing is so much fun to flick out like that. This takes a little bit more finesse. You can do it, but this thing, this Paramilitary 2, like, wants to be flicked out like that. Like, that's how it seems like it wants me to do it. Doesn't work with that finger as well. Ah. I'll get it. Y'all have a good one.